one of the most difficult things for people to understand right now, and it's good news, maybe that's one of the reasons why, is that everything is changing drastically. Everything has changed within the last, couple of weeks. Specifically, Bobby Kennedy into the race, changing drastically the internal political calculus of the Democratic Party and liberals and those individuals who fancy themselves as liberals. As evidenced by recently, you could see what happened regarding Gavin Newsom when he turned his back on this nonsense, this incredibly insane notion of reparations, which nobody understands how that's even done. That would have never been done prior to Bobby Kennedy entering the fray. So that has changed everything. Next, what you also have to realize is that this latest revelation regarding the Romanian oligarch corruption, whatever, is the final nail in the coffin for the Biden crime family, which, by the way, makes the Gambino crime family look like the junior league in comparison. Now, why is that? Who knows? The straw that broke the camel's back? I don't know. That's changed everything drastically. Look what's happened with CNN and Fox News. CNN is now Fox. Fox is now CNN. Everything is changing. Everything. This is something which I can't put into words, or I'm trying to explain this to you. Now you might say, well, what relevance does programming of a news station have? It has everything. Fox News has been the unofficial, if you will, for lack of a better word, the news Vatican of the conservative right. CNN and the left. MSNBC, nowheresville. MSNBC is kind of like the USA Today of whatever. It's kind of like there. You know what I mean? It's sort of there. It's like the Newsmax. It's there. It's not really there, but it's there. It's technically there. Does that make any sense to you? If not, don't worry about it. But here's the thing that everybody is missing dramatically. Tucker Carlson, another one. You put so much weight. A lot of people who were my friends and in my particular political bailiwick, so to speak, they thought he was the greatest thing ever. Now, a couple of things. First, Tucker Carlson has never said anything that ever made me ever say, I never knew that. He's always like, I don't know, weeks, months, years, decades behind. But because the proles and the usual suspects have never heard it before, it sounds incredible. Not to mention, it's delivered with such panache, with such fanfare, with such great and glorious explication as he limbs, very well written in these prose. He'll spend 5 minutes telling you, in essence, that you shouldn't believe mainstream media news. But you'll swear. It's like, did you hear what he say? That's fantastic. He didn't say anything. I know, but it's so refreshing. What's refreshing? What? What are you talking about? People have this idea that somehow he's this prophetic, this oracular, this Delphic voice from, come on. But here's the best part. He announces, well, I'm going to be teaming up with Twitter. Elon says, not so fast. Huh? Well, look, you're entitled to do whatever you want. You're going to be vetted. Whoa, wait a minute. Because that means they must have either said something or Tucker was under the impression of something. Maybe Elon got cold feet. I don't know. But in any event, this is fantastic. This is the wildest thing. Tucker says, well, aren't we? Well, I don't know. And the reason why is simply this. First of all, Elon Musk is cold-blooded. Ask Matt Taibbi. Second, he's trying his best to build up Twitter. He's not trying to make some kind of a theoretical statement about truth or whatever it is. That's nonsense. He's bottom line. He is a cold-blooded capitalist. Oh, he talks a good game, and he's done some incredible things. I really think there are parts of what he's saying which is true. But Tucker Carlson is radioactive. Tucker Carlson is third rail. Rush Limbaugh, at his height, the greatest talk radio host ever with more people, was on the no-buy list. Look at his sponsors. We had the no-buy list for years. There were people who were very popular, but advertisers said, we are not going to sell. So some of the best people, some of the most popular people, some of the most politically whatever, were nowheresville when it came to revenue. And Tucker Carlson is now third rail kryptonite. He's the typhoid Mary of, and I'm not saying it's warranted. It's never warranted. But they're going to call him racist or replacement theory or whatever the heck it is. So watch what happens now. And he cannot wait too long floating around in the ether until he lands somewhere. I know what I'm talking about. People are fickle, they have the attention span of a gnat, and they forget immediately. And that's what you've got to understand. That's what's happening right now. This is huge. So the only way for Tucker to ever really make it is to go the way that Alex Jones went initially before he went off the reservation. Alex Jones was independent. It was his network, his setup. He sold his products, he didn't need anybody. If you wanted to carry him on the radio, fine. If not, it doesn't matter. This is before they virtually or attempted to or actually bankrupted him by virtue of his other problems. But that's the model. Tucker will never be able to really understand this freedom that he thinks he wants. And by the way, he doesn't. Let me explain something to you. And maybe you knew this or didn't know this. Tucker Carlson is not what you think he is. He's good, don't get me wrong. He was the best and the brightest and the most clever and the most lucid and erudite on Fox News, but that's not saying anything. What are you going to compare him to who? Greg Gutbucket and Jesse Waters? Are you kidding me? This is fluff now. That's what Murdoch's doing. He says, "The hell with this Fox News. I don't need this. Here, you want a body? I'll give you a Tucker Carlson. There you go. You happy? Sacrificial. There's your scalp. Now leave me alone. We want to make money. Okay, you happy now? Okay. Now watch the advertisers come back because they want some milquetoast nothing like Jesse Waters, who has no idea how unfunny he is. If you bought Jesse Waters for what he thinks he is worth and sold him for what he is worth. Anyway, I heard something the other day that was just this mindless attempt at either being funny or something, and it shows you specifically what Murdoch is doing, because they're saying we don't want this anymore, we don't need this. The guy who is 18-karat gold standard at Fox is Sean Hannity. Sean Hannity has been Sean Hannity for 30 years. He doesn't change. He is legit. That's him. Tucker goes through these things. Tucker is little Lord Fauntleroy. Tucker reminds me of that character of Philip Seymour Hoffman in Son of a Woman. You know, the bard or whatever, the prep school Eddie Haskell type troublemaker. Not a nice person who goes through various iterations. I'm an outdoorsman. I'm a Christian. Okay, great. Whatever it is, I hope you land somewhere. And I hope people believe it, because I'm not believing any of it. Look, you're okay and good for you, but you haven't even come close to scratching the surface. You haven't come close to scratching the surface. There are websites. Look, there are people in my crew who look at you and they say, when's he going to land? He keeps circling the flowers like a bee. Land somewhere. This is old news. Oh, he talked about UFOs. No, he didn't. He mentioned the subject, but if I hear that tic-tac bit one more time, It's conspiracy theories for the unenlightened. That's all it is. But Elon isn't going to risk his new group. Elon right now, he is trying to seek advertiser redemption and reconciliation, and he's not going to do it with Tucker. Don't you understand what's happening? Everything's changing. Everything. Stick with me on this. I know what I'm talking about. I've been around, I've seen a few things. All right, my friends, do me a favor, which is also important, very important. Like this video, which you always have to do, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification indicator so you'll be notified and alerted to new videos and live streams, all right? And whatever you do, I beg, beseech, importune, and ask and entreat you to comment as you see fit.